Hello, everyone. This is February 4th. It's a special edition of the Release Engineering Subproject Meetings. This will be a live release cut of the 1.18.0 Alpha 3 release, led by Sasha and Carlos. So without further ado, I will let y'all take it away.
Yay. So our job today is to cut Kubernetes 1.18 Alpha 3. And if we have a look into the branch management handbook, then it's pretty well described what we have to do today. So we can go to our alpha releases, and usually we would have to do to use GCP manager and find a build ID via stage master, a build version. But we can also use a nice curl command to actually get the latest build version available for our master branch. And then we would have to create a GitHub issue. This would look like this. So we can go to SIG release, then we go to issues. This is the one for Alpha 3, but we would like to create a new issue. And then we go to cut a release. And now we have an issue template, which we can use. So usually this template would look like this. So we have to create a screenshot of unhealthy release branch via test screenshot. Then we have to notify the release management channel. And then we have to actually do our release steps. So usually for alpha releases that are only 4 steps, we have to do mock stage, mock release, stage, and release. So these two are depend on each other. And the stage and the release jobs are actually the jobs which actually do anything and push the artifacts to the remote resources. So if we look at the previous alpha release, then we can see that which has been done in the end of January, which did Carlos. So the table looks like this if it's already filled out. So we have to run GCP manager stage from master because we don't have a release branch yet. Then we specify our build version, and then we link the Google Cloud build link here. We also have to fill in a start date, iteration, and if it succeeded or not. Hopefully it will succeed today. And it's pretty interesting because we changed the release nodes generation right now. And if I look, and we had some failures today, but if I look into our currently running branch, which should contain the fix, I can link it to you in the chat. Then
So just note that the Google Cloud GCP runs, the viewing of those logs are restricted to release managers. So people who are not on the release manager team will not be able to see that.
Okay, but right now it looks pretty good. So usually the Golang-based version of the changelog generation script actually does generate the changelog for the latest alpha release and commits it into the branch, and then Anago will take care of pushing that changes to the remote resources as well. So if we now look at Alpha 3, then we can see that there's nothing has been done yet. But what we can do now is just fill in our start date here for the mock stage. Then we can also find out, we can also do it again, but usually nothing should change. Then this would be our build. Our build will...
So what might be helpful, what I usually do is grab, copy the template into like a markdown file.
Yeah.
And just have that on the side while I'm releasing.
I mean, we could do that, for example, for the table.
You are more advanced than us, Stephen.
So
Say
I have
what?
some.
I use the edit in the GitHub as well. I never thought about.
Yeah. So the thing for me, like if something goes wrong with GitHub, if the internet goes out or whatever while you're typing in all of this stuff, it's kind of a shame to lose all of the of the info. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so usually we would now change it like this and then put that in, and it automatically formats it.
And grab the start date, grab the start time directly from GCB. So after you do the run, after you do the run, paste that in from the logs.
Yeah, you can grab from the console as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if we want to do that now, usually we also have to create the announcement, which is this notifying announcement into the release management channel. I can just put it in live. So like this. And yeah, I'm not on Fedora or Debian or Ubuntu-based Linux here, so I have to create a container image or Docker image to actually run GCP manager, which has some dependency requirements which need Ubuntu or Fedora. So we created a container image for that. It's not in master yet, but for example, you can build it like this in the release repository that you just specify local image build. Yeah, I did it as cached. And then you can run local image run, and then you should be in a container image, which gives us the possibility to, for example, list our G-Cloud projects. So this gives me pretty good tooling, and now we could usually run that command. Okay, yeah, I have to check out the master branch. It's okay. So, and then this is our start date.
No, yeah, yes.
This is our start date, right?
Correct.
Okay. So we put our start date in here as well as the link. And the link is here. Let me just open it. Yeah, something like this. And then if now just copy the table back into the GitHub issue. Okay, so this is how it looks like right now. And usually this takes around 45 minutes, so we won't have the chance to finish it right in this meeting. But we can take that and also link the message here. And then we can also create the table for test via test screenshot, the screenshot on a healthy release branch thingy. And I think this also runs on my, So test screenshot is a little script written mostly by Hannes, I think so. Does it have a help? It has no help. But we can open it. And here's a little help. So I think we don't have to specify anything in particular to run it on the latest alpha, right? So we don't have to consider anything.
I think just specify master, test grid master, test grid master.
Just the master.
Something like this.
That's the informing and the blocking one.
And this uses the GSUtils tool to upload the screenshots to the bucket, right? So this should work on every machine which has the credentials set up via G-Cloud or this G-Cloud toolings. Yeah. So we have a 500 here. That's interesting. What 500 means that the SO did something wrong, right? Okay, and then all these comments can be...
Maybe you can try one page before.
Sorry?
Can you try to access this link before we post?
Yeah, this one.
Choose anyone.
Yeah, sure.
Yep.
Works?
I mean, it'll show you in the GitHub preview anyway when you do this. So.
Yeah. And when we do it as a new comment, so like this, and then like that. Yeah.
Perfect.
So master blocking and master informing, and then we see the failing tests, and the screenshots and everything should be available. Yeah, looks good. Yeah, so the first question would be, I think for alpha releases, we don't have to do anything than just tracking that once, right? But master blocking seems to be, when do we have to take action on that?
We should always be taking action on that. If the time to be concerned is if a master blocking test pops up on this test grid shot. Informing is kind of like, okay, we should look into this eventually. Blocking is like, we should probably stop what we're doing and see if there's already an active issue open for it.
Okay, good.
So we're good. Maybe if you'd like to share your screen and show the logs from the not the one that you just ran, but the previous one, where you
From
can
the
see
branch.
Yeah, there you go.
So this one, I make it a little bit larger, and then we go up. I think, okay, this should be large enough. So yeah, we have multiple steps in the overall process. So the first thing, where does it really start? This is just fetching Go modules. Then we have installing the dependencies. This is more or less installing the dependencies or compile release tools.
Yeah, exactly. Can you scroll up to that fatal? Sorry, there's two fatals that I saw.
This? No.
Wait. Yeah, hold on. Yeah. Scroll up a little bit.
Okay.
Or was it down?
It was down. I saw some.
Was it down? Sorry.
Down.
Yeah.
Okay.
After the table. Stop. Oh.
Whoops.
This one?
47.
Okay. Yeah, so that's a failure on a tag, I believe.
Yeah.
This one. That's so we recently, as in this morning, we're working on refactoring some of the compile release notes tool. So I was just curious about that. I think that's.
But
Mm-hmm.
I have good news because I already saw it.
I saw the release notes coming up. Yeah.
So we have multiple workflow steps which are somehow described in Energo, and yeah, there's krell now. So the Kubernetes, the release engineering toolkit is now available in path for Energo, which is pretty cool. Which yeah, basically means that we can migrate to krell or really use it in Energo. And then we have something like a krell version command here. So it's checking the requirements. And then we also can see which commit for krell we choose. And the Git version is still empty. Interesting.
So that's really, so I think those two are related because that fatal is a tag error message for Git.
Yeah.
So I think it's failing to get the tag, and then that's kind of bubbling up into the command. But it's not a big deal right now.
Might be related to the Git version running in that container somehow.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay, then we have the usual steps running. So this is not new. That's also not new. And then we have the release notes generation somewhere. So this is cross compilation of the binaries inside the Kubernetes repository.
So yeah, this is, if you're familiar with the repo, with Kubernetes, for the people on the call, this is running a make release, right? Or make release in a container. And yeah, that's the same stuff that you would see if you were doing that locally.
And what we get here are these tarballs, which are the release tars, which are afterwards uploaded to the GCP bucket and then linked in the release notes. So here are the generate release notes, a little bit more down here. So interestingly, this seems to work. And yeah, we are actually running the release notes tool, which, or the base of the release notes tool, which are the release notes squad is using right now manually, and we run it automatically with some wrapping code around. And we can see that we have 304 commits to process. And we will also see that there are some, okay, this is rate limiting. This is no big deal right now. And we see also that we can't pass the release notes from some commits, and we also have the PRs here. I already checked those PRs. That's just fine. Mostly those PRs have removed release notes blocks, so there's no big problem at all. And then it's generating the changelog file, writing as an HTML. This HTML will be used in the announcement of the release. And then we add the changelog to the repository, and then there's a commit to the master branch in that repository, and that's it. And this works.
So is there so I see that there are different levels. I'm thinking that maybe we would want to, I mean, do we want it to be this verbose running in Anaga?
I don't think so.
Yeah, we probably only want to surface the errors moving forward.
I'm not sure where it's coming from. Are we?
So the log levels, I mean, for curl changelog.
Yeah, probably we can change it as well. And
push,
then
push that level down to debug maybe.
Yeah. And that's it, and that worked as well. Pretty cool. So we can expect a working build for the master branch as well. Okay, sounds good. And I think this is all we can show right now. I think we can do a Q&A session, especially for people who never saw something like this or never saw this. So it's pretty straightforward, the alpha release. Cut. Do we have any questions so far?
I got one. Is there any, real, I guess, is there a way this can fail in a really terrifically, terribly way? Or is there a lot of, fail safes in this process where if it does error, it errors gracefully?
I mean, we could basically show the stuff we did this morning.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, roll back into the build details.
Oh, just 1 second, I have to search for, we have, for example, this one.
Well, if you go back into the GCB logs,
Yeah,
we can step through the failures.
This one is yeah. So this is a failure of this morning where, what was the issue? Yeah, generating release notes failed. So the thing is, we have no, I mean, yeah, we can test it for feature branches that mock stage, right? But if someone else contributes to one of those tools and we don't recognize it or don't test it accordingly, then it's high likely that it will break something, and then we will see it on generating the release.
So I mentioned during the release engineering call on Monday that I've been working on a test for It's really just to run the mock stage with no arguments. And there's still some tweaking to do, but essentially that would run starting up a new test grid board, sig release rel eng informing. So that would run on that board at least for now. And that test is going to be CI release Anago stage. Let me see if I can. If you wanna try to pull that up, if you go to test grid. Just drop the link in the chat. You can see that it's pretty faily right now, but that has to do with wiring it into Prow, not so much actual failure of the stage job. When that works, I'll send out an announcement about it. I'm not even sure if you'll be able to view logs. I think it's stuck in pod initializing, so the logs never hit Spyglass.
Okay. Yeah. And we also have this plan with the repository mirroring. And also for example, we added recently a feature to the changelog generation that we can record the API so that we can also have some deeper integration tests on that side as well. So if everything works today, then we would see some release notes for Alpha 3 sorted by kind and not 6 anymore. Further questions?
Do you want to kick off the release based on the one from your branch? Because it just completed.
Yeah.
Here's the command.
You mean from the k/release branch, right? Okay. Well, I got it. Now I understood.
Yeah, so basically what I did was target a mock stage before the call against Sasha's branch that had the fix in it.
Okay.
So this is equivalent to what he just ran on the call.
So this is the get command. Right, it's that command. And yeah, if we run that, then
That's a fun new one.
Yeah, never saw this one.
interesting.
Huh.
Cube cross version.
Okay.
I'm gonna try running it as well, just for fun.
If you click the execution details, you can eventually see the version.
Where?
Execution details. Yeah, go back in.
There is log, yeah.
Yeah, so 1.13.6-1, which is the right version. And go into the failed one. Looks like it never submitted.
It's this, yeah.
Or it submitted, but it never started. Yeah, so click
This
into
one.
that.
Okay, so there is no cross version, right? So
so I did make one change to this, which was to add the compile release notes step in there, and that shouldn't have broken anything, honestly. But you never know with an Argo. Okay, I got the same failure. So maybe pop open the release GCB release cloud build.yaml.
it's that one.
You can see if there's something I missed here.
So it's
That'll do it. That'll do it. So if you add, do you want to do we want to live patch this, right?
sure.
Just go to the stage .yaml one. And I think really all you need to do is add where you see towards the bottom. Should have been listed there, but maybe it's
this one, maybe.
Search for cross.
Here? Should I add it here? Or
Well, it should already be in the stage one. So I think what's happening is that there's some piece of GCB manager that's not interpreting. There's some piece of GCB manager in the release step that doesn't submit that substitution, and only considers that substitution for the staging step. So let me poke at GCP manager too. Hold on.
yeah. Do we have any other questions so far?
Yeah, found it. If you want to pop it up on the call, you can look at GCB manager.
Yeah.
And then there are two sections within the stage it function.
Here.
Right. See the kubepress version. So that only gets interpreted in the stage it section, and then if you look at the submit it section too. Right, and you see that substitutions passed on line 296.
Okay.
Yeah. So what do we
Okay.
want to do here? Yeah, I would say just add that piece to, yeah, add that piece to the release it section, right under the if-c, right? And
Like this?
now, yeah, that should be fine. And then within the submit it,
Yeah.
we're going to drop the check for command equals stage. Or we could do, yeah, I would say uncomment that. Uncomment that. Sorry.
Uncomment. So.
Yeah. And drop the test for command equals stage end.
Okay. So we just remove.
Or actually, hold on.
This one.
Don't do that. Yeah, hold on. Let's add drop the double ampersand substitutions cube cross version. Copy that and move that into the usual suspects section.
This one completely.
Yeah.
And usual. Okay. I think I got it.
Right.
Like this, and then we.
And then drop that double ampersand. Yep. And cool.
Like this?
Uh-huh.
But this was a change in the, we did it like in the morning or?
Yeah, we just did it in the morning.
Okay, I can.
Okay.
So you're going to need to check out a new branch.
Okay.
And we'll clean up the commit messages and all that good stuff later.
All right.
Okay, we're doing it live, everyone.
What we now can do.
So we can skip the PR for now.
Yeah.
Go back to your terminal and pull up tab up one.
Okay.
Right. So now from here you're gonna do just go to the front of that line.
Yeah.
I think you dropped a 3 at the end. Yeah. Go to the front of the line. It's release underscore all caps. Sorry, it's an environment variable. Yeah. Release underscore tool underscore repo equals whatever your remote is. So https github.com/Sasha, right, /release.git. Right, and then space.
Yeah.
Release underscore tool branch underscore branch. Yep. Equals whatever you name the branch. Fix GCB manager. Yeah.
Okay.
And hit that. Yay. Okay, so that's not up to date with your local. So just make sure that's checked out in that container.
It is.
It is. I think there is a typo in the build version. You dropped the 7 there before the 3.
Oh no!
7.3. It's not 3.7.
7.3.
Yeah.
7.3. Nice catch. Nice catch.
Really? It's. I mean, is that correct? I think it should be. This is the repository which will be used in the remote, so it has to be HTTPS. I think so.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me just verify that this is correct. Then fix GCP. Yeah. Okay. Do I have to set that remote as well so I can?
Oh, is the remote not in the container? Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I hacked around. All right. So now it's running here. Yeah. Just took a second. Okay, so now we have to wait 45 minutes, right?
So this one should take somewhere between 18 and 35 minutes.
Yeah.
The release one?
Yeah.
Yeah, usually it's 18 minutes. 15, 18 minutes.
On a good day, it's 18 minutes.
Today is a good day.
Okay, so what we do now is we test it, and if this works, we create a PR, and then we have to fix that as well right before the next stage.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. In the meanwhile, we could also have a look into this one. So 30 minutes right now.
Mm-hmm.
It should finish in, yeah, in some minutes, right? I know it's just building the towels, so
Yeah, it would take more 18 minutes, 20
Yeah.
minutes.
Yeah, it looks like the last one was about 49 minutes, so got a little bit to go.
Okay, so if we don't have any questions or anything we want to hack right now, then I would say we can also close this meeting. Do we have any questions? Okay, I think then we can close this meeting and we can continue with our fixing session offline.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah.
Thanks everyone for popping on.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Have a
Sasha,
nice
for
day.
operating.
See you soon.
Later.
See you.